Put him to work. That's what he's here for. But anyway, 7 o'clock Thursday night, be here. And then Friday is the Friday, every Friday of Lent, we have Stations of the Cross in the evening where we walk the passion and death of Jesus from the Gospel of St. John and benediction of the Blessed Sacrament. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, where will you be? What will be happening in your life? How will your children know that somehow something different is going on right now? Make your life, take the step, and make the world a better place through your personal prayer and dedication. And you might be surprised at how much better you might feel at the end of the day. So, Lent. Now, it's interesting, that we find ourselves in the midst of winter, and the word Lent is one of the very few words in church talk that does not come from Greek or Latin or Hebrew. It comes from Old English. And the word means what? Who knows? It means spring. It means spring. And so it comes from an Old English word, lengthen, which means spring, which means new hope. We look forward to the sun coming back. We look forward to the snow going away. We look forward to new life, to gardens beginning to sprout. And now it's time for us to take the garden of our lives and to get ready, to turn the soil over and to prepare ourselves so that there will be a great spring and a great harvest in our own lives. So, 40 days, what are you going to do with them? 40 days, how will you affect your personal life? How will you let grace come into your life? And how will you service other people? Prayer, fasting, and works of goodness. The Lord and the church calls us to that, to focus. Let us not lose the opportunity. Now, every year in the season of Lent, our local church calls us to an opportunity to give for the needs of those that we cannot perhaps even see. And so today in every church in the diocese is what we call Parish Share Sunday, in which we pledge ourselves to the care of the most vulnerable and the most in need. And every year we ask our Catholics all over the place, in every church, to pledge themselves to a monetary gift to support all the ministries that we can't do locally, for the chaplains in prisons and in hospitals, for the chaplains at all the secular universities where your children attend, for the programs for the elderly, for the children, for the dependent, for programs for all who are in need around the diocese. And so today is Parish Share Sunday. And so we ask that you pick up the card that's at the end of the pew and pass those down, and along with a writing instrument there. Please understand that this is a diocesan-wide drive. So if you are a Roman Catholic, you know what that is? One who roams from parish to parish. If you are a Roman Catholic, put a card in. This is a requirement of all. And just because you're not where you usually or should be, that doesn't, okay? Put your name in big block letters on the outside of the envelope. And then on the inside, on the card, put your name, print it please, and some identifying piece of information so we know who you are. Phone number, address, American Express number. That's a joke. Do not put your American Express number. Okay? And we ask that every wage earner try to pledge $150 for the year. We know that there are people who pledge much more, and we understand that there are some who cannot pledge as much. But we ask you to at least, for every wage owner, $150. These services that this pays for without overhead is, in fact, things that all of us have participated in. All of us have benefited from it. Okay? So in order to make our goal, so fill out the card, put your name, the amount you're pledging, and if you're putting something in today, and if you're writing a check, just make it out to St. Catherine and put PSP on the memo, which means Parish Share Program. Okay? Got it? So fill it out. And by the way, if you're choosing not to participate in the program, okay, please fill a card out and please enter 0. And the reason for that is everyone who hasn't filled out a card, who's a registered member, gets, then we mail it to them at some point in the next 2 weeks. Save us 50 cents. Put 0 on there, then we won't bother you. Okay? So please fill it out, pass it to the ends of the aisle, and the ushers will be happy to collect them. And if you can't decide whether you want to give $50,000 or $100,000, you have to go home and ask your wife. Take the card with you, and then just get it back at some point. Okay? You've always been generous in the past. I have no reason to believe that we won't continue to serve the needs of our brothers and sisters that we cannot necessarily see. Thank you. Pass them to the center, to the ends, and the ushers will pick them up.